What's up, Blade fam? We're coming live from the Tornado Valley of Colorado Springs called Briargate Skate Park. We've got a trick tutorial coming live. Stay tuned. So I've been asked to do a trick tutorial on Alleyoop soul grind. We're out here in this wind, but you know what? We're still going to try and figure it out. So I did a prerequisite video that shows you how to distribute your weight or your balance on one foot while rolling. Check that video out before you go on to this trick if you don't have good stabilizers or at least know how to grind or slide these tricks. Alright, so Alleyoop soul grind. Let's get at it. See you at the ledge. For those of us that need a little bit more of a breakdown, what I like to do on the approach is approach in such a way that I have one body length of rotation into that alley-oop. So sometimes when we're doing new tricks, we like to hug the obstacle, which puts us, if I'm real tight on the obstacle and I go to jump up on an alley-oop soul, more than likely I'm gonna have so much directional force that I'm gonna go over my obstacle. But if you keep a body length away from the obstacle and you know from here to here is your 180, that is what you want to do on your approach, is have your left foot as a guide, so when you're here to there, you know your rotation is going to be accurate. Again, if you haven't watched that tutorial about rolling backwards on one foot, that may be something you want to check out, because if you build those stabilizer muscles, this trick is going to come very simple to you. The other thing that matters is direction of spin. Whether you rotate naturally to your left or right will determine if you're going to do a true spin or an alley-oop first. The other thing that matters is which foot do you skate backwards on. So if you skate backwards and you're naturally a right-footed back, and you're a right-footed grinder, alley-oop is going to come real easy. But if you are a left footer back and you are trying to grind an alley-oop with the right foot back, do you see what just happened there? This is the way I skate backwards. Or this is the way I skate backwards. Do you see how that will determine which alley-oop trick you would do or which soul trick you would do? Because if you're stronger with your left foot back, even though you grind with your right foot, that left foot back is stronger. So you might actually grind alley-oop left-footed. Spend some time in a safe environment and try and figure that out. Go to a hockey rink or a basketball court and figure out which shoulder is it easier for you to look over in that grind. Is it going to be your left shoulder or your right shoulder? Because that will help you figure out this grind. Alright, so now after we've broken down the approach, having one body length into the obstacle, having the balance and stability to ride backwards, and knowing which shoulder you'd prefer to look over, now let's get into the jump. As I've described in my other YouTube videos, I talk about having a pop when you jump rather than distance. If you jump with distance, you're going to come over and you're going to do that. If you have a pop, you're going to be a little more on the edge and definitely more centered on your obstacle that you're grinding. So once you've got that down, you can go and pick a ledge that is comfortable for you. You know, something about shin high is really good. Other people prefer, you know, knee high, because if you miss, you can just sit down. So on an alley-oop soul, that's all it's going to be. God forbid you over jump your obstacle, land on top, and roll off to nowhere land. As always, make sure your obstacle is sliding well. Anytime you're grinding backwards, if your obstacle is not sliding well and you grab, you know, our sole plates are kind of like brake pads. They're just this long pad that slides across an obstacle. And if it's not slick while sliding backwards, you could catch and fall back. So that's something to be cautious of. Make sure that your obstacle's sliding well. Woo! Feel that wind, man. Sheesh. Alright, so we're just going to drop in, approach the obstacle, have our body length away, jump on it, stabilize, slide across, and yeah! No, I'm just playing. It's not that simple, but really it is. Alright, let's go for it. Okay, so that one I threed out. I like to 3 out. There's different ways you can come out of an alley-oop sole. You can come out fakie, which is just landing backwards and continuing skating on backwards. You can come out with the rotation of your spin and just 80 it. Or you can rewind it, so the direction of going into the grind and then coming out of the grind. Rewind. Oh, real quick before I close it, I did have someone ask me the difference between an alley-oop sole and a soyelle. Check it out real quick. Okay, so the orientation of the foot is what makes the difference between an alley-oop sole and a soyelle. If you notice, on an alley-oop sole, the non-Macchio foot is in what we call a putt slide, where that would be the back foot of a front side. A soyelle is just like it says, it's an alley-oop sole, but with the foot tweaked out like in a royale position. So think of the one foot being royale and the other foot being Macchio. That's the difference between an alley-oop sole and a soyelle. I guess that sums up this tutorial, guys. Again, thanks for all the love, the support. We are so happy to be a part of this community and to be able to offer tips, advice. If you haven't already, like and subscribe at Acosta Blades, Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Hit a like button if this gets you out doing an alley-oop sole grind. Until then, guys, aloha.